Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to our kickoff call for the holiday challenge. I am so excited. You guys, all my groceries came while I was gone. So I have like a plethora of broccoli and zucchini and onions galore and carrots. A 10-pound bag came from Costco. So I am jazzed. So just as much as I love doing these to help provide results and accountability for you guys, it is also very selfish in my regard because it really helps me stay accountable as well. So I'm in this with you guys just as much as you guys are in it for yourselves. So I just really appreciate you guys for one, trusting me, and you know, the loyalty that many of you guys have done doing these year after year, and some of you that are brand new to doing it. So I'm just honored that you guys want to do this with me. I hope you guys are seeing some of the amazing conversations that are happening in the Facebook group. There are a handful that are not on Facebook, but Terry does such a stand-up job of showing her meal prep. So we can all learn a thing or two from Terry. She is like the meal prep queen. And so she literally has like her week dialed in, and I always am inspired by her stuff. So Terry, thank you so much for sharing all that you do when you do your meal prep stuff. So I think visuals are super helpful. So here's what I thought I would run through, you guys. I don't have like this big calculated agenda. I just really wanted to answer some questions that I have been getting on text message and emails, which is fantastic. You guys, please, I want you to feel like you are a part of this and you're not going in blindly, because there's nothing worse than committing to something either with your, time, but also with your money, and then going, I don't even know what the heck I'm doing, So I want you to feel like, okay, I totally have a grip on things and I feel really confident going in, because tomorrow's day one. And here's what I will preface to say. Nobody expects anybody to be perfect. Like if you slip up or something happens or, life gets in the way, it's okay. This is really designed to be an accountability tool for you guys, so we can all get through the holidays without feeling that extra just like weight on our shoulders of, screw it, I'm just going to start over in January. Like I've been able to run these effectively this time of year and get people results, and they go through the holidays and into the new year, not having to be that person that has to lose the weight come January 1st with the rest of the nation. And so it sucks when you have to go into the holidays just kind of like, screw it, I'm gonna start in January, instead of just feeling really confident ending the year and going into the new year like you've got some tools to understand what you can be successful with. And yes, we're going to get results. Obviously, these first 6 days are designed to just really flush everything out. Hopefully you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving, and maybe you've been enjoying kind of the start to the holiday season, going out, getting your Christmas trees, decorating as we've been doing today, and have had family in town or maybe visiting family. And just like, that's what the holidays are about. And I really want to remind you guys that that's what the holidays are about. And you should really embrace and enjoy those opportunities and those experiences for what they are. But at the same token, they don't have to be a complete like pull in the wrong direction if you have goals. Like you want to feel confident in your dress if you're going out and you've got, holiday party. I want you to feel like you've got the tools that if you do have a bad day, that you can get back on it tomorrow, because maybe you're going to have a Christmas party that's going to happen on a Tuesday night. Does that mean that you have to throw the rest of the week away? Like, no, you don't. You get back on track. You start tracking your food. You check in with me or the group or wherever you're at. This could be something that you carry with you, obviously, going into the new year. But these 6 days, I think, are really going to be where we're going to get a lot. It's going to take a lot of willpower and just really mindset control to get through. Because, you're doing the 3-day refresh. And for those that have never, ever done it before, I love it. Terry and I have done it a number of times. And Terry, would you agree? You kind of come out of it just like, okay, day one sucks because you feel like you're restricted. But at the same time, like if you've been kind of letting things go and admittedly having too much wine or just snacking and mindlessly and not even like focused on your nutrition, that's what like day one is, a realization. It's kind of a slap to reality going, crap, you know what? I really have not been doing my shit with my nutrition. So that's just like getting over that. And day two, you start to kind of come out of the clouds a little bit. Maybe you're less pissed off. And day three, you're like, whoa, dude, I feel amazing. Right? So day one, you guys, I'm always cranky and I'm like, okay, why am I doing this? This is so dumb. But day 2 and 3 are always worth it. And it's just me getting back into like getting out of the routine of just maybe being kind of a little bit lax with my diet, right? And I'm not 100% type of person when it comes to nutrition. I think a lot of you guys know that. And I never would say, hey, this is something you should do every single day of your life, because you got to eat your food. Yeah, we're working on a plant-based protein source because we need to actually allow our bodies to take a break from, when we chew food, like if you've been having turkey, obviously we know turkey is loaded with a lot of sodium and preservatives, tryptophan, which, makes us all kind of tired, and maybe you've been having leftovers. There's a lot that goes into our Thanksgiving Day meals, which are a part of the whole like experience, right? But it also leaves our body in a little bit of disarray. So flushing out and breaking and kind of taking a break from having to have those heavier foods digest. We have roast beef, and your body takes like weeks to digest beef. And if you've been having pork and just kind of heavier proteins, your body needs to like chill out. And so that's why we tend to have a little bit more softer foods and low reactive anti-inflammatory foods during the 3-day refresh, which I'll get to talking about the reboot after that phase. But the 3-day refresh, your body just needs to like not work as hard to digest. And that's why it's very heavily plant-based, but you're getting adequate protein, a ton of healthy fat, and you're still chewing. Like this isn't a juice cleanser, and I'm not trying to teach you how to go and, consume a bunch of shakes to lose weight, but naturally you're going to see probably a shift on the scale, probably a shift in the way your clothes fit, and probably how you sleep, because your body is like coming into this clarity after day 1 and 2. You really purge some of the foods that have been creeping up. Okay. So you're going to have some headaches. You might be cranky. I really, 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 and the email went out today and I posted it this morning. I really would advise you guys, if you can, like give yourself permission to chill out on your workouts. Okay. It's okay. Go for long walks. Do yoga. Maybe if you have a bar class that is pretty is low intensity, but don't go out and try and do a 45-minute HIIT class. Don't try and go, not to slam CrossFit, but I just wouldn't advise it, because your body is working so hard to purge out all the toxins that you're just adding, when you add that intensity of a workout to what your body's trying to do, it's so much harder for it to actually do its work, because now you've just added this intensity that's trying to repair while it's confused, going, wait, I'm trying to get your organs back in good functioning, in a good functioning order. And now you've just thrown in this intensity and these muscle tears and breakdown. And now I have to try and repair, you kind of see what I'm doing? Your body really just needs to do what it can do. And 3 days is not a big deal, just to kind of enjoy the process. Sleep in, really focus on doing things for yourself in this first week that maybe you haven't given yourself time to do because you were getting ready for Thanksgiving. Okay. So a headache's going to be normal. Keeping yourself hydrated. And if it gets really bad, you guys, if headaches, because you're purging coffee or a lot of caffeine, then have some green tea, right? If it's so bad that you're miserable, you guys, I don't want anyone to feel miserable in the process to the point where they're just like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. Have a freaking cup of coffee, right? It's not the end of the world. It's not the coffee that's going to ruin it. But if you can give your body a break from the acidity that tends to come with drinking coffee, you're going to feel better. And you're going to be excited come day 4 that you can have a cup of coffee if you want. Although I do encourage you, maybe see what it's like taking a break from it for the entire week, right? Because when we move into that reboot phase, you're bringing in a lot more foods, and you're still, your caloric intake is pretty high because you've got a lot of healthy fats that you're consuming. And you start to bring in starches like basmati rice or brown rice. You bring in other vegetables because maybe you took a look at the 2 food plans. You said, you know what, I'm going to try this for the refresh, and then I want to kind of try these other foods as well, just to kind of have a little bit of variety. And, or maybe you're like, hey, I'm just going to have beets every single day. That Moroccan salad looks amazing. You guys, the carrot and beet salad in the reboot phase is my favorite. And I had it, I have it almost every day because it's a surefire way. And Terry will laugh because I will text her and tell her sometimes. Yeah. I feel like I lost a kid when I've had beets the day before. You guys catch my drift. It's a very great natural detoxifier. Sorry, sometimes I get TMI, but hey, you know what? It's part of a natural, body movement. But so this, if you can if you can kick coffee for a couple days, then great. But if you're absolutely miserable and you're like dreading the process, then have a cup of coffee. But don't like put all like the crap in it. No pumpkin spice from Starbucks, black coffee, green tea's great, herbal teas, peppermint tea could be like your best friend. It could really help. It helps kind of calm the inflammation, which your body is probably going to feel. You're going to feel the inflammation purging out of your body with, and that feeling is those headaches, is maybe a little bit lack of energy, which we'll pick up day 2 and 3. Your body's working so hard that you might sleep like a dream. I know, Vanessa, you've got a baby, so you might be like, ha, what's that? But you might find that you have a deeper, and you might wake up a little bit clearer and feeling like you did get a good sleep, even if it was interrupted from kids or just, getting up. Because you're drinking a lot of water this week, you guys, to minimize any wakings, I did kind of flirt with the idea to you guys of maybe tapering your water consumption off either before your final meal of the day or at least by like 7:30, which I know seems like a lot, especially if you tend to kind of bank your water till the end of the day. I have tested this, and I have found that I've had a better night's sleep when I complete my water intake before dinner. And reason why, because then I've been able to release and flush out my bladder before bed, and I haven't had to get up to go to the bathroom. And I'm notorious, you guys, for at least 1 or 2 times a night to go to the bathroom, because I would have a thing of water next to my bed, and I would generally wake up and drink it. So I would have sips, sometimes I take some of my supplements before I go to bed, which is fine. That doesn't really affect it. But I would just encourage, if you know that you're chronically getting up to go to the bathroom and woken by your bladder, then maybe try this out, and you can ease into it. Maybe kind of start tapering off at 8 and then 7:45 and then 7:30, kind of like we work on sleep training. Those little increments could be really helpful for you guys. Okay. And then, going into the reboot phase, you're going to explore new foods, and you'll have 3 days of focusing on that. So you've got 6 days of foods that we are dedicated to and that we've hopefully shopped for, or maybe you're going to shop day 2 or 3 of the refresh for the following days. Just depends on what your scheduling's like. But just really just trust the process, you guys. I've been going through this many times, and this exact formula, this plan that I put together, I tested on 2 other clients a couple of months ago, and her results were incredible. And I shared them a little bit in the group earlier on, as first some of you guys first got into the group, and I shared it in the Mom Strong community as well. And she's still doing really well. So it's not like she lost a heap of weight and inches and gained it all back over the holidays. Like, she's still like, Taryn, I feel like this was just like a game changer for me. Like, it opened my eyes to how many foods were causing so much inflammation in my gut. And that's really what we're going to work on is after this reboot phase, is I want to start empowering you guys to select foods that either A, are within your lifestyle or your culture that you really enjoy eating, and testing them to see, does your body still accept them? And you're going to know, and I'm going to break that down after we get past these 6 days, but you're going to know what your body's response is to that food if you notice immediate bloat, or maybe immediate discomfort in your stomach, maybe you get really super gassy, or maybe you wake up the next day and you're up a couple ounces or pounds. Like I've had, I use this plan actually to transition back into eating animal protein. So I was vegetarian, vegan for quite some time, and I just kind of felt like I missed eating meat. And also I was like, I'm feeling so bloated right now, and I don't know why. And I was carrying an extra 8 pounds of water retention, and I was eating Brussels sprouts and broccoli. Well, actually, broccoli wasn't the culprit, but Brussels sprouts and asparagus. And I was having salmon and fish and eggs and like all the things that are deemed healthy, right? But for some reason, my body was like giving me a big this because it was like, it's not working anymore. And so I needed to figure that out, because I'm like, there's something misfiring, because I don't eat unhealthy. And I do enjoy life, but that shouldn't warrant an 8 pound of water retention. Like, I was floored, you guys. So I went through this whole experience, and I was like, whoa, salmon and I do not get along. Right now, eggs, I can sometimes, I'm working back in. Brussels sprouts, I had them over Thanksgiving, and guess what? I knew immediately that it was not one of my buddies, which is unfortunate, because I love Brussels sprouts. But they just they weren't working for me. They just make my stomach hurt, and they were causing bloat. And I was having Brussels sprouts like 3 times a week and salmon like 3 times a week. So that was a lot of like eye-opening information for me. So my point is that I want to give you guys a food list, which you'll get in the next couple days, unless I might have already put it out there, but to pick foods off this list. And it's from Lynn Jeanette Resita's book, The Plan, or the Metabolism Plan. And I've talked to a lot of you guys about it. And I encourage you guys, you know what, if you want to go and explore outside of this whole challenge, go read those books. They're amazing. And I learned a ton about myself. And I'm not trying to dictate that book through this whole challenge, but I want you guys to explore these foods outside of these first 2 phases to, into your lifestyle, and to maybe things that you didn't recognize were causing so much inflammation in your gut, right? Or just like maybe you'll find that after these 6 days that your joints don't hurt. I don't know if any of you guys have any arthritis, or just like maybe you didn't even know that like you had a nagging knee pain, and all of a sudden like your knees aren't creaky anymore, or your neck is not as stiff anymore. Like just little things that you're just gonna go, oh my God, you know what? I was having this and it's funny, our body's defense to things that it does not like from foreign foods, or just like, foreign intruders, if you will, your body's defense, it acts out in inflammation, and that could be headaches as well, gas, stomach pains, joint pain, just a whole host of things, right? Gas, massive diarrhea or constipation. Like there's so many different things. And I want you guys to really be in tune with that. And that's why a lot of you guys have that journal, or if you don't have the journal, I want to encourage you guys to document those throughout this first 2 phases, and also as you're going into the final bit of this challenge, because you might find, you know what, I don't want to go and overdo at that holiday party. Like it's not worth it to me, but I'm really looking forward to my girlfriend's cookie party, because I love that every single year. I'm so stoked for it. And I'm going to go and I'm going to sample all the cookies, but I know that I need to make sure that I prepare my body going into it, and that I have a plan going out of it, so I'm not like going this downward spiral, because when I work with my clients, as most of you guys know, my goal is to give you guys tools to survive and be out in everyday life, and be at parties, go out for happy hour, have friends and family over, go to a buffet, whatever, travel, and still feel like you have tools to be successful. Because what happens when I say, hey, you guys, here's a 21-day plan, go follow it, and you're going to feel amazing. And maybe like 4% of you will feel amazing, and the other 96 could be like, okay, I felt amazing for 2 days, and now like I just feel awful. Because that food plan isn't designed to be one for everybody. It's designed to be specific to you. And that's why I don't design focused meal plans that outside of this like 3-day refresh and this 3-day this reboot phase, which is from the plans book, because they're low reactive foods, everybody really is successful on that type. But that's not life, right? And so this reboot phase is establishing that baseline for you. And so that's really, these 2 plans built together are designing that baseline for you. So when you do start to bring in, maybe you want to go to sushi one night, maybe you have a event that's coming up next weekend, and so you kind of want to say, you know what, I've been feeling really good this week. Maybe I dropped 5 pounds of water weight. I would go all in and have like 4 drinks, and I would eat all the fried food. But you know what? I don't want to do that this time. So I'm going to have my meal, and I'm going to bring it with me, or I'm going to eat it before, and I'm going to go drink some water, and I'm going to bank on 2 drinks, and I'm going to wake up feeling amazing because I already have my meals planned out for the next day. Like those are the things that change in your brain, because now the chemistry that's communicating to your brain is way different, because you've been able to get all of those toxic chemicals that communicate to your brain to continue to go down and eat all that crap is gone. And I want you guys to remember that feeling and what that feels like. That's why some people have decided, like, I don't want coffee anymore. I just don't need it. I feel so energized right now. I don't need coffee. I like the nostalgia of coffee. I love the smell, and so I have 2 cups and I'm good. But there's just things that you'll start to experience, and you'll go, whoa, I did not know that I was getting 5 hours of sleep, and now I'm getting 7. or you'll know that when you have 6 hours of sleep, that maybe you don't see as many results on the scale versus getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, which I know when you've got young kids is, virtually impossible. But the more sleep you get, the more results that you see. Because I posted this actually the other day, which I thought was super fascinating because I tested it. The last hour and a half to 2 hours of your sleep is when majority of your body is in recovery, and that's when you see the most results on the scale. Because I woke it up one time at 4:30 in the morning, popped on the scale, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even feel like working out. So I went back to bed for 2 more hours, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see what the scale said. My scale went down 1.5 pounds in those 2 hours. Like, I was blown away, you guys. I didn't do a thing. I think I maybe peed before I got on at 4:30, and I probably peed again before I got on at 6:30 just to see, but I didn't have 1.5 pounds of like a full bladder, So just super fascinating, you guys. And these are things that I just wanted to kind of I want to start peppering a little bit, because this isn't like 21 days to learn how everything about your body. Like, this is just going to be kind of a jump start. And ultimately, you guys, it's the holidays. We're just trying to be accountable. Okay. So that's really all what I have, because I could ramble on and on and on about like all this other stuff. But I think because it's the holidays and I don't want to overcomplicate it, but I do want to give you guys knowledge and education, so you feel like, oh my God, that makes so much sense when she said that. That you walk away thinking this is different, then I'm going to go follow that plan that my coworker's sister's mom did because she lost 20 pounds, right? Because, anytime you change your diet from any sort of significance, you're going to see results. And maybe you're not coming in this for weight loss, but maybe just to be aware or become in tune with, God, my pants feel really tight. I feel like I look good, or I feel like I've been carrying, my joints have been achy, or, I've just been more cranky, because there's a lot to be told in combination between food and hormones, your thyroid, your metabolism, like all this stuff. You just kind of start to go, whoa, it's not calories in versus calories out anymore. It's that healthy food was not working for my thyroid and my metabolism anymore, right? So that's when it kind of like the light bulbs start clicking on. You're like, whoa, this is cool. This is fascinating. And then you'll start to figure out foods that really work well for you, because you're going to eat cheese again. You're going to have wine. You're going to have chocolate. You're going to have, a burger, or you're going to go and have pasta, whatever. And I want you guys to feel like those things are not off limits, but you're just going to recognize how that your body chemically responds to those things, because it's not a chemical response to the calories. It's a chemical response to that food. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And that's what I want you guys to think about. It's not so much like, ooh, I don't want to eat that because the calories are so high, or I'm not going to eat that because it's unhealthy for me. You're not going to know that until you experience it. But let's establish our baseline first. So let's flush out all the crap and let's get ourselves established this week. And then we start to figure that out. And you'll get lots of information and more stuff to give you guys tips and tools as we get into things. So, but I didn't want to take all your night just yapping about it, you guys. I want to make sure that you guys could ask questions, because I did get a couple, but I wanted, since you guys were on here live, answer anybody's questions. So just unmute yourself if you've got one, and then I'll kind of go through any questions that were asked for those that weren't able to make it. Don't all jump at once. Maybe you have all the answers.
And this is Dawn.
Hey, Dawn.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. I'm not showing the video because you don't need to see the chaos that is my house. Anyway, yeah, even when they're teenagers, there's still chaos.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I had a question. I started reading the plan, which I have to confess I love. And I'm really excited about this idea. I'm hoping it helps my health, which you and I've talked about before. But, she has you drinking lemon water and then taking that liver support. So I guess my question is, should I start doing that now, or should I wait until after the refresh is done?
I would wait until after the refresh. I would let the refresh is designed as such to follow it as to a T, and the more you follow something that has been scientifically designed, it's not going to be harmful for you to have lemon water, for guys. I'll still have lemon water because lemon water is amazing for you. And the liver support, if you've been taking it already, continue with it. I wouldn't say just go start a whole new thing of things or a new thread of things. But if you've been taking a supplement in the past, like for me, I'll continue to take it because I've been taking it. But if you haven't, I maybe would wait until after. But I mean, the liver support's not going to screw you up.
Okay.
Right? Have you had it before, or is this?
Yeah, I have been taking it.
Oh, then I would just keep going.
Yeah. Just because, that people are like, oh, it can help your migraine. Anything where someone says to me, this might help your migraines, and I always take it. Then just one other question I had about, and maybe you're going to have another call, but in this first phase of the plan, or what you're calling maybe the reboot or something, she talks about not really taking supplements at all.
Right. Well,
so does that mean no collagen?
I do. I think she's trying to wean those off of supplements that have mostly diuretic type supplements, because a lot of people that are struggling, they are using diuretics. And so, your body doesn't need to be on supplements for its entire life. It doesn't. And, that's why it's good to switch them up every once in a while. Like, you don't need to take a probiotic every single day. You do probably seasonal. But she just doesn't want people to be reliant on a supplement to be healthy, right? Because you should be getting a lot of it from your food, but there is,
right.
Our food is ruined, honestly, in a lot of regards. So taking a liver detox for an amount of time is fine. And I take collagen because I like it. And I like that it's cleared up some of my scarring that I've had from having adult acne, which is so rad when you're 41.
Oh, well, my kids use Curology, if that helps you at all. But I have to tell you, it has helped my age spots on my hands.
Oh,
I'm a
good.
total believer now. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Anyone else? I know Anne-Marie was just typing something, so I just want to make sure I could answer her question, or anybody else that has one that wants to unmute themselves. And if you are on your phone, I think you just tap your phone. There's like a little mic button that has a red dash through it. I think if you tap that, it'll unmute you. Vanessa, you're unmuted.
Yeah, I just had a quick question about, well, you kind of just touched on it with the supplements. So we should keep taking, should I stop taking the probiotics I'm taking while we're doing this?
No, because the probiotics will be actually really healing for your gut, because a lot of this is going to be a gut flush. That's kind of what I refer to the 3-day refresh as, is that it's just flushing out the toxins in your gut, in your GI, and probiotics are really going to be a good support for that. So I wouldn't stop. And I think this time of year in particular, we need probiotics just because there's a lot of unhealthy bacteria that's floating around. And so that will help restore any, and especially if you're coming off eating stuff that tends to, fight against a good flora in your gut, the probiotics are going to be great. So I wouldn't stop taking them. I'm terrible at half the time I forget. And so that's why I tend to take them at night.
Okay.
Okay, Anne-Marie's got a question. I just want to clear up, we are doing the refresh strictly and then the reboot. She has background eyes. Yes. So the 3-day refresh is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then the reboot phase, as we're calling it, is essentially Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So takes you into the weekend. And then comes Sunday, that suggested food plan, or the food list that I have for you guys, that ranks basically low reactive foods all the way up to high reactive foods. You guys can play around with different foods that you can incorporate. I would say keep some things consistent. And if Dawn, I know you're following the plan. Terry, I know you've read the book before. That might be something you can kind of start to implement. But I wouldn't say, if you're not in the mind, like, I'm not I don't get a dime, by the way, from the plan. I've just read it, and it's a tool that I started to infuse with my clients. It could be a challenging one to dive in right now if you know that the holidays are just like this up and down, in and out of town company here and there. But I will have plenty of recipes. You'll see, you can duplicate stuff from the Reboot Phase. You guys, if you've been doing To Be Mindset or you have the Ultimate Portion Fix, if you have Beachbody On Demand, there's so many food lists that you can pull from. And if you want to go back to some of the foods that you know work well for your body because you see results when you consume them, then do that. That's kind of what I wanted to give you guys the empowerment to, you know, be left to your own devices, because I can't follow you around and slap a cupcake out of your hand, nor can I make you dinner every night, right? Or do your grocery shopping. Although I get a lot of people ask me if I could. I barely get mine done, so.
Wait, Taryn, did we already have this list?
Yeah,
or once
it's sent out in emails, and then it's also in the Facebook group. Yeah.
Is that that's the Reboot and the Refresh?
Yeah, so
those are the same.
They're in a Google Drive. Yeah. So they're 2 PDFs. And the reason why I have them separate is because I've used this 3-day refresh for some clients, and it's just a recommended meal plan instead of trying all the different plans in the refresh. Just like, hey, here's 2 meals, duplicate them and keep it simple for yourself. And then this 3-day phase is something that this is kind of how it started to merge in and be a great transition off the refresh. So there are two PDFs that are in the Google Drive, and you guys just save that drive, and I'll load other food plans too in there for you guys as well that that I might try and find that work. And I want you guys to share too. I want this group to be a cooperative group in the fact that it is not cooperative like you have to cooperate, but more than it is like a community, that everybody's contributing, and it's not just whatever Taryn says. And Taryn, I have to respond to Taryn like, Dawn, you've done a great job sharing. And Terry, I said, shared her meal plans or her visual of her meal prep. Like, that's what I want you guys to do, and really engage with each other and share recipes. Like, oh my God, I had this last night, you guys, and I woke up feeling really great, and the family loved it. And I have a lot of those too that I'll be sharing with you guys down the line too. I hope that answered your question, Anne-Marie and Vanessa. If you can't find that Google Drive, Vanessa, just let me know, girl. I'll tag you in it, or I'll resend it to you.
No, I have that. I just wanted to make sure that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, perfect. And then a couple people have not received their 3-day refresh and are kind of panicking, and I think most everyone on this call has theirs, but don't worry if you haven't gotten it yet. Just start on Tuesday. But you can still eat the food that is in any of the food plans. Maybe just kind of start playing around with some of the meals and the pairing of your fats and your vegetables and your fruits and your proteins and such tomorrow, and then start fresh on Tuesday. It's not a big deal. You'll be behind one day. Who cares? Don't just like, I'll start, next time, or wasn't meant for me. Like, I don't want that to be a sign. I've had mine for weeks, and that's a lot of you guys ordered at the beginning of November just because the holidays, I knew that this would happen. It's probably the peak season for the refresh to be sold from Beachbody, and they always run out. And this year, ironically, they did not, but their shipping got delayed. And a lot of it is because of the weather. There was some weather in California that delayed a lot of shipments coming up to the Pacific Northwest. But we've got warehouses in Ohio, and whatever's impacted with weather, unfortunately, is out of their control. But they do their best to fill them as quick as they can. So if you didn't get it, just want you guys to know, don't worry, just start fresh Tuesday and just do your best for tomorrow as much as you can, because meal prepping and planning. What else? Any other questions? Who's excited? I'm assuming everybody's raising their hand, even though there's only 3 of us that have our videos on. Becky is, yay! Vanessa, that's sweet baby, so cute. Well, good. So you guys, please don't hesitate. Email me if you have questions. A lot of you guys have my phone number, so please text me. Obviously, if I don't respond right away, then it's not because I'm ignoring you. I keep my phone in my kitchen, so if you guys are on different time zones or you're up late and you're worried to text me, don't, because I won't get it until the morning. And you might get a response back from me at 5 if I get up and work out. But I personally am actually taking the week to chill back on my workouts, because I'm set to head into week 5 of the work, and I'm actually not going to do it next week. So I'm going to just play around with some of the yoga channel. I'm going to do try the bar workout again, and maybe pick and choose from Morning Meltdown 100. But I'm really just not going to like worry too much about the workouts and just let my body heal, because I have noticed that it's been in a little bit of disarray from changing my intensity in my workouts. So I want the nutrition to work its piece. So just to have comfort knowing that if you relax on your workouts, your body will respond beautifully this week. I promise you. So don't feel like you need to like counteract with, oh, I got to go work off, I'm cutting my calories back, so I'm going to go burn more so that I lose more, because you actually will do the reverse. Your body will actually increase inflammation because it will be retaining water to repair the muscles. Your blood volume will be up instead of all of that not being a part of the equation and just, being a natural state as your body works to work as hard as it is anyways to flush out the toxins. Questions? Anything else? Becky, you're good? Yay? Okay, awesome. All right, you guys.
I have a baby running around, so I have to mute it.
That's all right. That's all right. There's babies everywhere. You saw mine. She came in here because, I can't hide too far.
This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Good. Well, we'll do more calls. I'll probably do one. Maybe we'll do one every Sunday just around this time, just to kind of touch base and, set the expectation of what's coming the week ahead. Because I don't want to give you guys everything in these 21 days. I just really want to meet you guys where you're at. And this first 6 days is a lot. And I also gave you a lot of information leading up to it during the prep week. So I hope you guys have taken the emails and you're putting them into a folder and just referring back to them. But I promise you guys, keep these emails, because even if you don't do the refresh and maybe after Christmas, you just need to go back to days. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Like once this is over and you go to, maybe you have Christmas and you kind of have one day of overdoing it again, whatever, like don't beat yourself up. It's not a big deal. But you can go back and say, you know what? I had 2 days where I had really good results. What did I eat? I'm going to go back and duplicate those 2 days. We're going to call them friendly days. Okay. And you'll learn that if you're reading the plan, Dawn, Terry, you've read that, so you know what those are. But there are basically days that the food that you consumed was working really well for you. You slept well. Maybe you didn't have any headaches. Maybe you saw a loss on the scale, or maybe you didn't even see a change, which I think is a win, right? And again, some of you guys aren't going for weight loss, but you will be amazed how much water retention you will lose in these first 3 days and each 3-day phase. Separate from the 3-day refresh, the reboot phase, I lost 6.2 pounds of water weight in 3 days. It was unbelievable. And I'm like, that is not healthy. But I consumed anywhere from 2,000 to 2,300 calories. So I wasn't nutrient deprived. I was not starving. And some might think they're starving during the refresh, but it's probably your mindset. And I will say, you guys, keep yourselves busy, right? Like just keep yourself busy, keep yourself out of the kitchen. If you find yourself wandering, if your mind's wandering, go grab a sip of water, go take a quick walk, and just know like you're not deprived on calories. The first phase might be a little bit of a lower calorie bracket for you if we're coming off Thanksgiving and bulk eating, but you know what? You're going to be just fine. And, aside from anyone breastfeeding, and I know Vanessa, you are, and we've got another couple of clients that are breastfeeding, just make sure that you're getting extra fat. And if you notice that you need more calories, or you're just like, something is not working, message me. I don't want anyone to feel like something is, not healthy, because I've done this while I was breastfeeding. I was 5 weeks postpartum when I did my refresh, and I felt great. I did a version of it when I was pregnant. And doing the reboot phase is definitely healthy while breastfeeding, because you're still eating a ton of calories, but you just want to make sure that your fats are up high. And your carbohydrates are coming from vegetables and fruits. You're getting a ton of that, and fiber intake. So that's going to be great for everybody involved. So that's all I got, you guys. So I hope you guys have an amazing evening, and I'm looking forward to day 1 tomorrow, and we can all wallow in any misery that we feel, but promise it's worth it. And the day 2 and 3, the fog will lift and you guys are going to feel amazing. So I'm excited. And you guys let me know. I have a couple more journals too. I think I have like 18 left. And I'm going to be honoring the sale of them. There'll be 19 for 1 or 49 for 3. So if anyone wants it, just shoot me an email. And I'm shipping them out next week until they're all gone. And then I got to reorder, and I might kind of make some changes, but I haven't decided. So, all right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have an awesome night. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here.